Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, Jesse Milestone, coming to you on this Friday with both good news and bad news.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Where people were just walking around, just jizzing force all over the place. He looks like he has been drinking soy from his mother's teat. Wrap yourselves in, guys, because we are gonna get mean!
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone. I am your God Empress and fearless leader of the Mindless Mob. And I'm joined tonight by a very, very special crew of men. I got a few folks live here in the flesh. I'm not sure about live, but definitely in the flesh. Jeff of the World Class Bullshitter.
Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome to Mindless.
The great Hilda from wherever Hildars are from.
Hildaria.
Hilda from Hildaria.
Fast 9 everywhere.
And of course, the one, the only, Dion Green.
We ain't found shit.
Those guys are here in my house. Also, next to me, right there, I can't figure out how these sides work, is the wonderful Sean Firefart, who has an amazing channel, Go Big Boar or Go Home. And say hello. So
Hello, everybody.
do that thing. Tell them something about yourself while I bring up the control room back down here.
I have a dachshund, and she just ran inside, and I need to let her leave the room. Excuse me for a moment.
Goodbye, Sean. I totally realized I forgot to put everyone's channel links in the description like a jerk. So I'm going to do that also now while I introduce our other guest, guys. Someone you may not be as familiar with, but certainly will be soon, and you've seen his work already spread in the community. And that's Mr. Liver Cirrhosis, also known as the patron saint of the Mindless Mob.
Attention, Bajoran workers. Hello, I'm Liver Cirrhosis. I'm the guy who runs the Mindless Mob Discord, and this is my first time here, so hanging out with Jeff and Dion and the guy with the big guns. Don't mind me. Disclaimer, I may fangirl out at some point in time.
Y'all missed it. We were dual streaming the High Council over on 17 Live, that other platform that I'm on. And somebody rolled in with the username Gumdrop, who was a dude who just very, very badly wanted to sex both Jeff and Dion all night long. So
Not our first time.
yeah.
Having that wanted, not our last. Not our, right.
Yeah, they haven't done it. They've just, it's a common desire.
Right.
Eiffel Tower there.
Mhm.
Or running. You thought they were like, oh.
Um,
Get that haircut.
so
Yeah, big strong men.
there you go. Sorry, I'm adding the links because I forgot to go into my description and do this before, so I'm adding your links to the description for Go Big Boar or Go Home, and the World Class Bullshitters. 'Cause they're cool people.
Okay, so
I guess I should have like. There we go. I have links. A person. My name is not Anakin. Please don't call me that. So Jeff is like half dead over here.
No, I'm still here.
Hey, Doxy Mama. Doxy Mama's here. That's important.
That was
She
also the
likes-
hand you saw closing the door when the stream started.
Ha ha! Naturally. Haha. A surprise appearance. A wild Doxy Mama appears. To what to get this great honor. We also have Everything Hate is down here in the chat. It's a great username. The James Baker. Not my gumdrop buttons. Movie Blocks is here. Runs with Phantoms is first. Thank you for the super chat. First to super chat. I still have a little beer, so I'll keep the game alive for now. I can't promise anyone else is participating, but Sean might be able to be convinced.
Oh, yeah.
And Liver Cirrhosis' username is Liver Cirrhosis, so
I do.
there is that. Hey, look, Go Big Boar, Go Home is in the chat too. How about that?
Guilty as charged.
What a time to be alive.
I can be in two places at once.
So yeah, why does the stream already have limited ads? there's nothing offensive yet. I'm sure it will become offensive, but we certainly haven't.
Was it my "we haven't found shit" remark?
Is it because I mentioned the word gun?
Probably.
You can say the shit word.
No, it's just because YouTube actively hates me. Like, it has taken a very, very active and keen disinterest in my life. And I don't know why. I think that's just the thing. I'd really just like to know why. I don't need smoke and mirrors telling me that it's not the case. I think at this point I just want to be told why. Like, was it an accident? Was it just like, whoops, your channel got raped by the algorithm and is now dead by magic? Or is it like, no, this was on purpose and you hurt the wrong person's fifis. You made that video about how guys with small dicks just aren't going to have satisfying sex lives, and some small dick asshole on the YouTube review team was like, your channel's never going anywhere. Fuck you. That's what
I would go with the latter.
Yeah, that seems logical.
I'm not trying to bring up necessarily anything too political, but just, if you offend the wrong political party on that, there's a guy I watched called Magog of Morscar, and he just referred to AOC as, quote, old donkey chompers, unquote, and he got a strike for bullying. Bullying. If I want to call Trump a depleted butthole, I'm sure no one will care.
Yeah, but AOC is a giant fucking cunt muncher, and she should die in a fire because she's a lying sack of shit with no morals who's a selfish cunt who's out for herself. Like, it's just a fact. It's not a political statement. It's not a partisan statement. She's a selfish cunt. That's a statement of fact. That holds no partisan weight whatsoever. No matter what politics I held.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and I'm not trying to pick on her. I'm just saying that, she does have big teeth.
She's also a piece of human refuse. That's just like provable, again, irrespective of your political party. Like, she is demonstratively. I mean, look, I get that all politicians are two-faced and scummy and this and that, but it's the ones that try to market themselves on their honor that I think are the most, full of shit.
Well, I gotta agree with you on this, because it's like, I'm totally cool if you want to say things like tax the rich, but when you show up at the Met Gala wearing a dress that says tax the rich,
when you show up at a gala that costs more than somebody below the poverty line makes in a year, yeah, irony, not lost. Once again, I believe I stated this at the time, and I continue to state this. Dunking on AOC is not a political statement. That is not, hating AOC is not considered remotely political on this channel. Hating AOC is just considered the morally correct standpoint to have about humanity. Like, that's, and I will put it out there. I also am a person who hates Trump. Take that or leave that. I'm not going to talk about it. We're not going to go into it. You don't get your panties in a wad over it. But those two things are also true. And those can be true, and deal with that fact. But that is a political statement. Cry about it. We're moving away from it now. Hating AOC, not a political statement. We can talk about that all day long. The other one, I don't bring up, because you know what? I care about your fifis enough that if you have beefies about that subject, we're not going to talk about it, because most of you guys are just sick of it no matter what. But AOC, not political. Hating her, not political. Hating her like hating pedophiles. Just the right thing to do.
I definitely agree about hating pedophiles. I really, yeah.
Ectrodasm, I see you. I sees you. I'm laughing at you. That was funny. Did you read it? Did I have to read it to you? Yeah. It says, he said, oh, I thought we were talking about RK Atlas. If only you knew how right you were now. I'm just saying. Yeah. How the hell did AOC get through the door with that dress? That's true. Oh, yeah, unless the elite recognize her for the joke. They probably fucking do. They're like, you're a child, Pat, go away. Cute joke. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha.
Because according to her live streams, she makes a wicked Mai Tai.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. Apparently she can put together IKEA furniture while drinking wine and shit. I think I made I made a social justice Jesse video about why that was somehow evil. Because even social justice Jesse hates AOC. By the way, take notes of Justice Jesse parody account. Even social justice Jesse hates AOC. It's not a political statement. It's not a partisan statement or progressive statement or either whatever the fuck. It's just a statement of fact. She's a piece of human scum. She sucks. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff,
yes, and she also overpronunciates. She overpronunciates the words from IKEA. So the Schmurgen Furgen, the Flurgen Flagen, the Jurgen Bergen, the Wongen Flugen, the Gürgschigbach. And, you know, he keeps saying it, he might summon a demon.
Oh, please, God. That would make her so much more palatable. Fucking AOC possessed by a demon? Okay. That's someone I could talk. That's probably a better person than regular AOC.
I think there's an argument to be had there.
Yeah. I'm just saying. What do you guys think? Would you rather talk to regular AOC
I like AOC.
or AOC? Okay. Oh, no! Oh, no!
Oh no, look at what I've done. I started this.
All right, Hillary.
It's all good.
Sorry.
Why do you like her?
I just like her.
It's fun.
I just
She's
like her.
You're allowed. No. Hillary's allowed.
How dare you like something we don't? Cancel Hillary.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go home now.
So you would probably then rather talk to regular AOC than AOC possessed by a demon.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. AOC or AOC possessed by a demon?
Give me really AOC. Demon is aggressive. Demons be touching on me already. Yeah, demon AOC touching on me already.
Do you have PTSD from Gumdrop?
Listen, I have PTSD, but
Gumdrop got pretty deep. There were
like
biscuits
the-
and molasses involved. I
like
mean,
the Eternals taught me, I've been here.
Hillary was
Gumdrop got
great.
pretty
Message
deep.
about those sensations. You know what I'm saying? Those sensations. We're in the universe together, boys. So the
Regular-
Eternals told me, just listen, just do it.
I think what Dion is saying is he fucked that crazy because them crazy eyes, you know what that means in bed. It's like when the women when women are like, oh, you know what they say about big feet, big or big hands,
Don't
big
put me with all
dicks.
If you got big feet, you need big shoes.
that.
Guys are like, you know what they say about crazy eyes? Fucking don't date that shit, but hell, jump in bed with that. So.
Well, I beg to differ on that. Now, some guys may disagree with me, but I've always subscribed to the theory of don't stick your dick in crazy.
What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah.
I mean, you
Actually, listen.
did. All right. Do you want regular AOC or AOC possessed by a demon?
Possessed by a demon because then you can justifiably get rid of her at the end.
That's true. Actually, you can be like, "Well, I was killing the
You
demon."
can call it Sam and
Whoops.
Dean Lynch.
Whoops.
Ring assault.
Oh my God, Hector Gasm is by all means keep venting it in the chat. Vent it all. Runs with Phantoms. Mutely chuckle. I know why Jeff donned the shades. You were around for the last stream.
Bloodshot eyes.
That rug tied the whole room together, man.
All right, I'm sorry. I got to do this. Dion.
Oh,
Meet Buffalo Sean.
Yours just sounds like a Kraft macaroni and cheese commercial or something.
Oh, I got the blues, Dion. I got the blues.
All right, so
Creepy
Sean,
ass Matt Murdock, get out of here.
you got to make your voice even lower and get closer to the mic.
All you guys do. That's not cool.
Okay.
Don't stop. Why are you breathing like that?
Dion never
Don't
accept
stop
their
saying my name like that,
substitutions,
dude.
Dion.
So much more uncomfortable.
All right, Dion, I'm sorry. We'll pop in Dark Fate.
That goes up about what I was laughing about last night. It's
We'll pop in
crazy.
Dark Fate for Dion. Sorry, buddy.
Like that. Don't open your eyes. Really feel.
Everything hate is checking out your lady, Dion.
You okay if I go grab another beer real quick?
Oh,
Right.
you were encouraged to buy another.
All right, one sec.
Go buy another beer, Sean. You can't grab one. You must go buy one now.
From who? What if they're not active?
The Gokoi Blue says, "Oh, hello, other folks. That was a high difficulty wank. I gotta say. Tell us more. I'm curious. What made it high difficulty? Was it the? Okay, I was gonna say, was it the position? Was it the source material? Like, is that a thing? Do you ever challenge yourself? Or are you ever like, I'm gonna try to get off to midget porn? I don't know. Liver, are you into midget porn?
No.
Okay, that's for
now.
I always find that when I go that way, I come up short.
I like that.
I was just reminded of the naked midgets from yesterday. What Jack thought.
Yeah.
There were naked midgets afoot yesterday. Once upon a time, though, when Jeff and I were in Las Vegas, a midget pimp, not a pimp who was a midget, a pimp of midgets, like somebody who pimped, who was a pimp for midget prostitutes, offered us midgets at half the price for half the person was his pitch.
That's awful.
Yep.
And then, like, it's not on me. And then, like,
Oh,
10
man.
minutes later, we walked by him in the lobby of the Bellagio, and I was like, hey, you're the midget pimp. And he did not seem that excited to be hailed as the midget pimp. Well, he pimping those midgets. Pimping those midgets. Oh, the Goat Boy Blue was trying to get off to level of death. I think that's what I'm piecing together from this. Which to be fair, you know, a lot of people, myself, Sweet Pea, and Mandy Summers are all counted among ladies who find the Buffalo Jeff more rousing than upsetting. So,
That's very.
you don't know what
I think it has something to do with proximity.
Nope. Sweet Pea has never been in the same room. She and Mandy have only ever heard it through the same speakers as Dion. Now Dion's heard it up close and personal. He likes it even less.
Yeah.
So.
You can't tell me, yeah, I heard it. That's okay. Like, no, that's not okay. We need to talk about something. What happened to you? Well, you think it's okay. I don't think it's okay.
So, guys in the chat, Liver Cirrhosis, in addition to being our patron saint and my personal consigliere for the Mindless Mob, is a veteran as well. And probably, if we're asked nicely, maybe we'll share some more of his stories, because he told a joke for us during one of our backdoor meetings of the Mindless Mob, and I fucking died. It was hysterical. So I'm just saying, don't hold back, Liver. You're in good company.
Well, okay. Thank you. But most of all, for anyone that wants to thank me for my service, thank you. Thank you for being an American we're serving for.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody clap for this shit.
Even High Jeff appreciates veterans. Even Broken Jeff appreciates veterans. But thank you, Liver. Seriously. You guys can see, but his eyes are no, you're awesome. Fishes Argent, thank you for the super sticker. We got Chiba Inu giving us a how's it going? Thank you for the Shiba Inu. Fishes Archon. Where did Sean go? What happened to him? I don't know.
I think he fell in.
I mean, that's reasonable. Oh yeah, didn't he go for another beer? Wasn't that forever ago?
They threw it back for a real one. Just fall in, you know what I'm saying?
No. Did I miss Pancake? No, Pancake has not made an appearance yet. The Go Boy Blue. I don't know where he is right now, but eventually he'll decide that it's dinner time.
All right, sorry.
Get back.
Yeah, sorry. I got a shot of moonshine so I can catch up to you guys.
Ooh, good call. Yeah, get on our level. That's how you will get on our level. Hectorgasm. I tell my liver, good luck today every morning. We have to kill a shot. You told him to go buy a beer, so he went to the store. I mean, that is fair. I did. That is what I said. I did say.
Yeah, I was gone a while.
He did go purchase a beer. It was what happened. So in the news, guy does a concert, people die. And like, what the fuck? Y'all read about that, right?
What happened?
Yes.
The concert, the Astro, what the fuck? The Astro World. The Astro World
Travis
concert, Travis Scott. He was the headliner, I assume.
Yeah, it was his.
And he takes, I guess, some point in his show. It was exciting. I mean, was it when he first took the stage, or I don't know.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, shortly after he got it.
So, you know that whole thing that happens when you're at a concert and like the headliner takes the stage, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, we need to try to smush everybody in front of us."
Oh.
As close as humanly possible, because maybe if we smush really hard, we'll get closer and catch some of his magic. Well, they did it. They smushed really hard. They smushed 8 people to death.
How many?
8. 8 people died and like 300 were injured or something. Because I assume once people started fucking dying, there was probably also ensuing panic as well. And then you had some people, and you have half the crowd going, "Get me the fuck out of here," because people are dying, and the other half of the crowd going, "No, let me get the Travis Scott." Yeah. So humanity on display in beautiful forms. They were like young people too. They were like, for the age range were 14 to 27. You know.
That happened in the 90s with the Smashing Pumpkins. I remember that.
Yeah. Although apparently Travis Scott was encouraging the shit. He was like, "Yeah, come on, guys." Yeah. That's not what he was saying.
I've never heard of Travis Scott. What genre?
The crowd.
Oh
Passed
God.
out.
And he was like performing towards the unconscious body.
Oh my God, what the fuck? Have some taste, Jesus Christ! Like, I'm pretty sure Ariana Grande is still not over that Paris concert. Like,
And
the
McDonald's
rest-
money comes in, you don't give a fuck about human life.
Yep.
Like, yo,
I
pass
mean-
that check. Y'all pass out that concert for love.
that just seems. It's just like. So I was also reading too in it. They were talking about Live Nation's track record with other kinds of trampling incidents, and I guess that Live Nation has a very bad track record when it comes to safety at venues, which just like I don't know. We live in a society where safety measures seem to be to protect you from lawsuits, but not to prevent lawsuits in life. You know,
That's a great point.
because like I don't know, the people on Alec Baldwin, they're entitled to do whatever the fuck they wanted and didn't feel like they were going to get sued.
Oh, did you hear lately? He's now like, well, we should have police on set to ensure the firearms. Okay.
Sorry, the police you wanted to defund last year? Where are you getting the money for that, bro?
Well, and if there's any cops in the chat, I'm sorry, but here's the thing: most cops know enough about firearms to do their job, and that's not. There's nothing wrong with that, but they're not firearms experts.
True.
And I know a lot of people who look to cops as firearms experts, and then they're like, "Oh, well, they told me this," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's completely wrong." And I'm just going to make kind of my point here, and I know nobody here is a cop or anything, but you remember I showed you the dummy bullets last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of these is a live round. One of these are the other 5 aren't. Does anybody know which one's the live round just by looking at it?
No.
And I don't think most people would. And I mean, like, I don't know. Everything I've been reading about that whole situation, they wanted to save money. They got a cheap armor. And even like the director's like, well, she spun the drum to look. And I'm like, spun the drum? There's no drum in a revolver. It's called a cylinder.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, you can tell these people don't know what they're doing just by the language they use. And I'm like, you're supposed to be in charge of safety. Isn't this important to you?
Mm-hmm.
What's like who checks to see which live is round by spinning the fucking cylinder?
Right? Like, that's not.
You take all the rounds out, and then you right, and then you
Exactly. Oh, she did a fancy trick and made it.
Because you spun the fucking drum.
What the fuck?
That should be the first one you go,
all right, are you a cowgirl or are you a fucking armor? Like,
yeah, wow. How is that? I was gonna check.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just words. It words. I has them. No, it blows my mind. Also, yeah, perhaps with the cop thing too. Like, why would you like? What a leap to go from armorers didn't do a good job. The police, who are less specialized in firearms, will clearly, who I already don't trust and think are terrible, will clearly do a better job. It's like, what are you? Are you just an amalgamation of headlines? Like, fuck off.
He's just passing the buck. That's really what it is.
I mean, I think Team America's parody got it right. You know, that stands today.
It's pretty funny how accurate that is.
This conversation always brings out the senior non-commissioned officer in me. So what happened was there was a risk, but a proper risk assessment was not performed. Or it was performed and the mitigation was not in place. I am very certain that somewhere on that set, there is a piece of paper that says guns on set, blank ammunition, extremely high risk, mitigation. When one person hands the firearm to another person handing the firearm will check it first. The person receiving the firearm will check it as well. If it passes through one or more hands, all people who place their booger pickers on said firearm will ensure the weapon is clear. This is standard practice. I have instilled this in 18, 17, 21-year-old children. It's not that hard.
So here's
And
the reason.
that's just me, and I get very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Passionate about this.
You're a good country on that subject.
My job, it's just so you all know, I was in the infantry for 20 years. I have held every type of small arm the United States government has, from missiles to 9mm bullets, everything in between. So if I can explain this to idiotic children and lieutenants, I can explain this to everyone else. And with that, I'll get off my soapbox.
Yeah. So no, you're absolutely right. And here's the problem, and here's why that didn't happen, and why that paper probably doesn't exist on that set, and why none of that existed. Ignorance. Pure and simple ignorance. And this is the thing. And I grew up in an area where it was very popular to be anti-gun. I grew up, instilled with the ideas that guns are bad, okay? And you don't like them, and they're evil. And then I went to college in Vermont, and every single person that I met that wasn't from college owned, loved, or understood in some level guns, which is part of their life. It's part of their culture. It's one of the most rural states out there, and it's also an incredibly homogenous state. There's not a lot of cultural clashes or conflicts, so there's not a lot of interpersonal violence. Guns are a very natural and peaceful way of life, and young children learn how to hunt with them and have those safety values instilled at very, very early ages. I was taught how to use firearms by a Vermont local who instilled all of those safety things into me, impressed them upon me, and yelled at me if he even thought I was in danger of breaking one of them. And that was when I realized that it's how wrong the people I grew up with were, with this idea that, if they had a gun, obviously would be totally safe and would never hurt anybody with it. And it's all these gun nuts, all these crazy people who are going to go around killing people. And then when I learned about guns, I realized it was the exact opposite. That, like with most things in life, in order to use something with that level of danger safely, you should know stuff about it. You need to be educated about it. And so a room full of screaming liberals who are completely sheltered and insulated from the real world and have no concept of what guns are actually for or their consequences and how easily those consequences can be attained when not being perfectly safe are exactly the kind of people who act like cavalier cowboy idiots. The people who think, I couldn't possibly hurt someone with a gun because I'm not that kind of person.
Yep.
It doesn't take a malicious person to kill someone with a gun. It just takes an idiot. And there were plenty of those on set, clearly. And that's the problem. That's why I always come back to the point of it doesn't matter how you feel about guns. You cannot deny the fact that they're an unshakable part of American culture. They're written into our goddamn Constitution. So at that point, you have two choices. One, either accept some level of guns as part of your society, or two, fight tooth and nail to change the Constitution. And if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to go out and try to change the Constitution, then accept that guns are a part of your life. And if they are, then fucking learn something about them. Gun safety should be part of education, public education in this country.
I absolutely agree. And it's one of those things where it's like Liver Cirrhosis was saying, this isn't hard. It really is. There's very few rules. And if you follow them, it's next to impossible to have a problem. And, I said last week, or not last week, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I said, I've had accidents where it wasn't that anybody was necessarily in any kind of like life or death danger, but things happen, and and if you're following the rules, then the accident is just, well, that was a little scary, because you specifically set yourself up so that you don't get hurt. And then you have the unintended stuff, which I'm going to just show if anybody didn't notice this real quick. That is a barrel of my Magnum Research 500 JRH revolver that blew in half last week. I can even show better pictures of it, but as you guys can see, there was no bore obstruction. The ammunition was perfectly safe. I even actually called the guy who invented the round, because it's called the 500 JRH, which stands for Jack R. Huntington of JRH Advanced Gunsmithing. Jack's a friend of mine. So I called Jack and I was like, hey, this happened. And he was floored. He was just like, whoa. And I was like, okay, so this is the bullet I was using. This is the weight. This is the velocity it was going at. This is the powder and the primer. Did I even come close to going over? And he's like, no, you're not even close to going over at all. He said that round should be perfectly safe. And I'm like, well, I've fired plenty of them already and no problems. But I mean, this is what I mean. This happens, and it's probably the case that what's wrong is there a defective barrel, or there was some kind of a molecular fracture in the steel? I don't know. I literally just sent it back out, and it's now in the hands of Magnum Research right now. So I'm hoping it's just a busted barrel and I can just replace the barrel. Otherwise, it's gone. But again, you know, if you're smart about your safety, the gun was pointed downrange. And one thing that's real important too is that smart manufacturers, they design failure points where it's going to keep you safe. The barrel is the weakest part of that gun. If something breaks, it's supposed to be the barrel so that the projectile goes forward, as is what happened with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yay. We're glad you didn't die. That would have been sad.
I was floored because I didn't even I just knew something was wrong with the way it went off. And the first thing I did is I looked at it, and I mean, I'm like, whoa. And then I'm looking at my hands and I'm like, no, I got all 10 fingers. I don't even have so much as a scratch.
Yay.
Okay, I'm okay. So I'll take it.
What would have happened if you, say, weren't paying attention, just squeezing the trigger and it just fired another bullet?
I'd like to think, this is me just liking to think, that if the bullet just, you know, because the barrel was split in half, the bullet probably would have just gone wild forward. But again, I'm shooting into a safe backstop. But if in any way, if the barrel like tilted like this, it could have been a bore obstruction and could have blown up the frame. And if it did that, I most certainly would probably have gotten metal shards in my hands.
That's it.
So,
yay. Well, we're very glad. Hey, Michelle O'Rourke's here in the chat. How are you, lady? How you doing?
Hey.
Yeah.
What was good is I was filming a video for the channel, and so I have it on video. So I actually sent, I like loaded up a clip unlisted, and I sent it to the folks at Magnum Research. I was like, just so you guys can see what happened.
That's wild. Good and sad news, Michelle. All right. I'm excited to hear the good news. I'm sad to hear the sad news. Jeff's alive.
I'm alive.
He lives. Welcome back.
It was an intense high count. You were here.
Oh God, it was. We were just discussing the Eternals, and have concluded how. I mean, it's. I don't know. Does bad begin to cover it? Is bad the right word? A mess. It was a mess. It was an absolute mess. Well, here's a question: better or worse than the new James Bond movie?
Worse. The new James Bond movie at least had a pace that it had forward momentum. The Eternals had a lack of momentum where it meandered for so long, and like I said, so much of that movie looks the same. There was nothing. At least James Bond was interesting to look at.
I guess like if I could watch James Bond up until they go to that stupid island and then just turn it off, I'd be all right with that. Otherwise, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I think I'd have to pick Bond because it's.
You order wings?
Did I?
Bond is like a.
Wings on Grace Lansing.
I haven't seen either of them. I'll be honest. What really colored my opinion of wanting to see James Bond, I mean, I wasn't thrilled about it, but then I watched Robot Shlomo's review of that. Did you guys see that?
I did not. We should check it out, though.
Okay, it starts out like this. Seriously, fuck this movie.
Like
he was pretty pissed.
Sure.
Hang on a second. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Hang on.
Oh no, you're good. Oh, Michelle. Okay, well that's not that's of the range of sad newses. That's the least sad, but still sad. She'll be gone the first week of December, for her Ivor baby, but so she won't be able to hang out with us. But
Don't worry. It's 71 degrees now.
but she got to be warm for Christmas. That's exciting. December. Oh, she'll be a Sagittarius. Okay then.
Always promise to get a separate birthday from Christmas.
Oh yeah, because I'm November 28th, so she'll be one right after me.
And if you don't mind, there's a question in the chat. Vicious Archon. Yes, I have been to Fort Polk several times. I was there twice on rotation, once for school and once to go to the Counter IED Academy.
I'm watching Jeff struggle.
So we got some Burnfire fans there.
Congratulations, Michelle.
We're so excited for you. Can't wait to see that picture.
Yes, that is cool.
So liver cirrhosis. I gotta ask.
Yes.
Since you are you still in the military, or you're done with your service?
No, I retired out.
Okay. No. Thank you for your service. My dad was retired Navy.
Thank you for being an American we're serving for.
It's my pleasure. No, it's
fuck yeah. I'm in to get to save the motherfucking day. Yeah,
America. Fuck yeah.
Freedom is.
Do you know how many times we blasted that song full blast as we rolled into Bakuba, Iraq?
Yes.
Just with that song blaring, we would listen to that before we went on missions just to get pumped up.
That's awesome.
I love that so much. I hope that
that is great.
I hope that Trey Parker and Matt Stone know that that's happened. Like that's a thing. Because
I had a buddy who was a pilot in the Air Force, and him and his buddies, when they would go on missions, they would turn that on as they were taking off.
Yes. Oh my god. That makes me so happy. That song. I think we should.
The Air Force. I owe my posterior multiple times to A-10 pilots who have pulled me and my boys out of some horrible situations.
Dude, A-10s are the fucking shit. Those planes are just awesome, and the fucking cannon on that thing, man, it chews up tanks like Swiss cheese.
You should see what it does to bodies. The GAW 8 is just this. It is a engineering marvel, and the chain gun that I know and I've worked on many times, the Bushmaster Series 25 millimeter chain gun. You know, that's an amazing piece of machinery as well. But anything that shoots 300 bullets the size of a Red Bull can in a second.
Oh my god.
Well,
oh man. I love it. I like Star Freakist's interpretation of the gun there. I'm like, yeah, that's what it sounds like.
So once upon a time, I had to. Okay, do you guys ever hear of the what was it? It was one of those. It was the Sci-Fi Network zombie show that like went for a long time.
Daisy.
Yeah, whatever it was, or no, Z Nation.
Oh,
Z Nation. I had to do a self-tape audition for the show once, and I was supposed to be some like crazy. It was a perfect role for me too. I'm surprised they didn't cast me. I had to be a crazy commando. But the weird part of the audition was they just wanted you to like mime firing something, an automatic weapon, and like yell at enemies at the same time. And I'm like, this is really This is a very difficult thing to mime and not look completely retarded doing it. There you go. That's my story. It's
Did you do
a
it
lot
for
less
us?
exciting. No. Maybe.
One of my close buddies, his brother is into documentary films, and he did something for the History Channel World War II years ago. So he got my buddy and their little brother to be like GIs, like extras. And he said the hardest part for him and his little brother is he's like, so my older brother's there, and he's like, okay, so you go up there, and he's like, and so like they're rehearsing, and he's like, no, guys, don't make the machine gun sounds.
but something has to make the machine gun. Yeah, we'll fix it in post. We'll add it in post. Ooh, actually, Hillary, question for you. Sorry, slightly off topic. Since Michelle, I have never personally been through the experience. One of my listeners, Michelle, my little sister in spirit, is having a baby in a couple of weeks, and she's looking for any advice for when she's in the delivery room.
Oh,
Anything you can.
so you're gonna hate to hear it at the time, but the pain you experience will be like a dream when it's all done. So it sucks real hard.
But we're starting there. Okay.
But then, like, you forget about it. It's great, and that way you want to have more kids.
There you go.
Dion, it's nothing but up now.
Nothing but up now.
So there you go.
I'm just being honest. I'm, as a guy, never been through it, never going to be through it, and I am quite certain that the whole process of childbirth sucks. But the advantage is there's a huge upside when it's over.
Yeah, that's the baby.
Lots of endorphins.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, that's purporting you want the thing that comes out.
True.
Greg Kirby says, "Who's with Jeff and Jesse?" Well, it's Dion from Will Cause Bullshitters and his lady.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the one and only Dion Green.
Baby. Ow, ow. Michael Jordan ain't got shit on me. I'm just kidding, Mike. Don't take that person.
All right, Haynes.
That's a good person.
Haynes my way.
Hey, real question.
Black worker from Michigan talking shit about me. Whoa, MJ. I was joking. Easy, baby. Easy, baby.
Hey, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe that's too much of a can of worms.
Can I ask
question?
Can I ask Dion a question? Because we all know how Dion feels about Dark Fate, but did you see Genesis? And if so, how bad did you think it sucked?
I did see Gynesis. I didn't watch it when it first came out because back when we were doing the show at that point, Jeff and Phil and them had already went and seen it. And then so then I waited until it was on like DirecTV or something. And I watched it when the kid was gone, the wife was gone. I was like, okay, I can watch a piece of shit. I'll buy this movie for $8, no problem. And that's when I watched it, and it was fucking terrible. It was so bad. Oh my god, it was so bad. That was definitely Eternals level bad for that franchise for sure.
But Dark Fate's the best, right?
I mean, I would never say that either.
We all know what's your favorite.
I saw Genesis in theaters. So.
I saw it in theaters too. I wanted to see it because I was really hoping it was going to be good. Really hoping it was going to be good. And my wife didn't want to see it, so Ashley's like, "I'm going to go see Spy with Melissa McCarthy." And I will say, she got the way better deal out of that. Spy was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And Genesis was terrible.
Spy was a legit funny movie. I actually enjoyed it.
My favorite aunt's like, "Hey, Peanut, let's go to a movie." So my Aunt Pat went out, and she rarely leaves her house. But she wanted to see Terminator. So she took us. So sorry.
I saw Salvation in theaters, and I was like,
I saw that in theaters.
No, thank you.
I still haven't seen that movie.
I was like, I don't need to.
I was married. I was my sister. So it wasn't a date. I didn't piss.
That was the reason I was like, I will skip all future Terminator movies. I'm like, this one can't.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with everything I'm seeing in the chat. Runs with Phantoms is 100% correct. T2 was the last good one.
Yeah.
To me, the Terminator timeline ends after T2.
Yep.
Done.
What more do you need at that point?
Michael Jackson would turn 50.
Tim Miller talked so much shit though.
Hmm.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
he did.
That's hilarious looking back. At least we get that. At least we get him with egg on his face. Hey, if you don't like this character, you're a scared man. It's like, am I though? Because this movie fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah. Nonsense.
I at least enjoy that.
Yeah, I think we can all agree. T1, T2. We don't need more than that. Except
I am
for
the firmest believer
Michelle
that
O'Rourke, that is
T2
awesome.
was the last good sci-fi movie that came out for at least a good decade.
You say T2?
Yes.
what year.
91, 92.
91. You're a good sci-fi movie stuff.
Yeah, that
Came
was
out
so
in
cool.
94.
no,
There
really?
were some good ones, but again,
T2's
because
91.
I
man.
believe that T2, because remember, all movies kind of have that 20-year lifespan. All genres have that 20-year lifespan. And coming around the end of the 90s, from what started with 2000 A Space Odyssey, where it really kicked off the sci-fi craze, all through the 80s, and then into the 90s it was winding down, which then led into the late 90s, what I call the protosphere for the superhero genre, where we had movies like Blade, Daredevil, the Bruce Banner Incredible Hulk, which they were trying to define what that next genre was going to be, which then was kicked into high gear with Marvel and the Avengers. And now we're watching, as it's coming to that 20-year end, we're seeing it close with, as it's going downhill with the Eternals. But what we're going to miss, because as we know, comedy is not appropriate, is at this point in time is when the Wayans would jump in and just start the deconstruction phase their own special way, the same way that they did with the slasher movies, as that was winding down with Scary Movie.
Yeah.
That is that's my hypothesis on that.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what else is big in sci-fi in the 90s until you get to The Matrix.
Stargate.
Yeah, Stargate was good.
I feel like that's one that has also like weirdly come and gone though. Like I didn't considering how big it was at the time, I'm surprised at how gone it is from like popular memory now.
I mean, this is definitely not super popular, but it's still around.
Yeah, because the show kept doing
The show, and then it went on to different versions of
Atlantis.
seasons.
That's what I mean. Like Stargate Atlantis was huge, but I'm saying like, but now like it's just like it's. I feel like it was such a big thing. I mean, it definitely made a mark and stuff, but now I feel like it's also like it's forgettable in a way.
Well, I think even if because Star Trek was really big in the late 90s, so Voyager.
And they never stopped making those movies.
Star Trek never really
even into the early 2000s. First Contact was probably the best.
Star Trek kind of lives in its own little world though, because it survived every other sci-fi dirt as well that came before it, because it just kept going.
Which film?
Star Trek. Star Trek just sort of lives in its own land.
That was a great movie.
That's true. I think so. I think what happens, and this is where I think what happens is in a lot of the 90s is you had before that you had either hard sci-fi or you had sci-fi action, and then the 90s sci-fi starts to marry fantasy, and that's something like The Fifth Element falls into that. Even like Men in Black is a little more sci-fi fantasy. The Matrix has more fantasy elements. I think that's where what the change really is in the 90s with sci-fi. Is you have things and like
Oh God,
You're Stargate
we had a
Atlantis.
ton of great sci-fi movies in the
Yeah,
nineties.
Troopers is
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
You want to
I
know more?
feel like my part.
I think that's where where the fantasy intersects sci-fi and changes, and it takes
Some
over.
places, not all.
Where it hits the mainstream, because it's something like Stargate, which was huge and big, but stayed very much more in the sci-fi sphere, was more of that classic sci-fi or harder sci-fi.
I guess. I mean, it was on. Was it NBC? Was what the major network started. It was on for a long time.
2005.
The movie was 2005.
Yeah, the show was 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then that
Greg
really.
Kirby, yes, you are right.
Not Armageddon.
Deep Space Nine is the best Star Trek.
Never got
Some
into
people
Deep
love
Space
Deep Space Nine. I love it. I don't get mad when people say that's the best one.
Mm.
Deep Space Nine had a lot of fucking.
I'm into
Is it-
original
Is
series.
that the
all
one
way,
that
but-
lives on the fucking space
Station,
station
yep,
where they don't
Cisco.
travel? Okay.
Yep. And Cisco's the captain.
Mm.
I think he's a commander, and they just start calling him Captain Cisco.
I think Deep Space Nine was the one I did not
Because he lives
get
in
that
Long
into,
Island.
but I knew a lot of people really did love
Cisco.
I never had a single Star Trek friend growing up. Like,
that.
people, you knew that Star Trek was a thing, but nobody in school liked it. Star Wars was on the fringe where I went to school, and then there wasn't no sci-fi.
Well, everyone's parents love Star Trek. And
I think
then,
my
they got their
dad-
kids loyal to it. I probably didn't see it to the main until Voyager when The Rock was on. That's when they started getting more younger kids.
Because Star Trek was always such an old people property. Like,
Right.
they would like bring out the crew on like a TV show. Who are these old people? I don't know this show.
Right.
And then you catch sci-fi reruns. You're like, oh, this show's cool. But you never like you would piece it. It's like,
Right.
okay,
Right. Yeah. I think that was a huge reason why they brought like The Rock to on UPN. They had The Rock come on, and that's when it kind of because Voyager's probably the one that got mainstream. You should sign was dope, but that was Sunday afternoon. Enterprise.
So everything hate. I get the name, but lay off the guests. All right, go home as a guest. Guests are not fair game. You can, if you want to be a chat troll and that's your shtick, you're everything hate. I get it. It's cool. Go Big Boar and Liver Stars are the guests, so they're
Well,
not
and
fair.
let me just say this, just so we can be clear. Michelle was mentioning how her husband was excited when she said that she was having a girl, and Everything Hate decided to be a cockbag and be like, "Hey, stay on topic." And
Yeah.
so, trying to not, have some douchebag, jump on her, I was just like, hey, that's awesome. And then he's calling me a simp because I congratulated her on having a little girl. I don't see what that's simp about, but okay, buddy.
Oh, that dude's an asshole.
I guess because you're happy for someone who's having a kid, that makes you a simp. Okay.
Safety and anonymity, man. They would never say that.
This is the thing you'll find out about my chats, right? Is you can come and be an asshole all you want, but you will find out who my real friends are. Because if you fuck with them, I will stop you. I will put a pause on what you do. Everyone else is like, oh yeah, fair game. Yeah, be shitty to whoever you want. But if you touch somebody that I truly care about, you will find out.
Well, I just didn't understand why he was being a douchebag to Michelle.
Michelle of all people. It's like, come on, Michelle is a doll. We love you. She
well,
is having a fucking baby, and all she wants to do is be here to share her joy and her excitement in having this baby with all of the people that she feels, a bunch of people that she feels very close to. And it's called yucking someone's yum. It's a phrase that we talk about on the channel. We don't do that shit. If being an asshole is your thing, that's cool. Don't be an asshole to Michelle. Just be an asshole to everyone. Be an asshole to Greg Kirby. He can handle it.
yeah.
Right, Greg? I'm volunteering you to step up and take one for the team. I love it. I actually love you guys, all my chat. Even Everything Hate most of the time. Some of the time. I don't know if I know you well enough to say that. But it's okay. It's okay. Yarbada Harberleys. Yarbity Harberleys. Oh, we love you, Michelle. We love you. We care about you.
Don't let your kid do that.
Yeah, don't
Oh,
let
he
your,
will. And she will. All kids. That's like your whole life is making sure that they don't kill themselves.
Put their head on shit.
It's fun and very rewarding. Because then sometimes they say "I love you," and it makes me feel really good.
Well,
When they hit their heads.
Yep.
so
No, I
see,
just laugh.
see, we have.
Oh, fuck, I love you. I love you too.
See, we have the best of both worlds because we don't have children, but then we have Pancake, and then we hold. And then Jeff will like hold Pancake's little face in his hand.
You're welcome, Michelle.
Look at him and purr and blink, and then Jeff will hear me go, "I love you, Papa," and it's like the same thing. So
I share the sentiment. Instead of 4 cats, I have 3 wiener dogs, as you know, and I think I got a good picture of Elsa in here being a retard. Let's see here. For some reason, she just had to put her paw on Chili's back the other day. So let me see if I can show this to you guys. We got a picture of her looking all proud.
we'll make it bigger.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, putting her paw on Chili's back because she can't just chill on the couch. She has to claim property.
This mine. That's how Pancake. I know Jane is. Jane, well, Pancake, if he wants to steal pats, he just comes and basically tries to just supplant the other cat. He's like, "Oh, you thought you were sitting there? Well, let me just go sit on you. Like, let me just like, literally try to occupy the same physical space as you. And then when you go away, Mom won't notice that I've replaced you and will pat me instead." And then Jane just gets, I think it's this weird dominance thing when sometimes he just wants to come up next to another cat. He's like, "I have to sit on your head now. Excuse me. I have to do all the things to make you as uncomfortable as possible. You are welcome. Now I like."
That's pretty much what Elsa does. She literally tries. She can't sit next to a dog. She has to sit on top of another dog. So she's always got to sit on top of Chili or Pecan.
Ours right now, so our Jedi Bunny gave us, and they gave us a CBD blanket, and it works. And the fucking cats love it too. So now, whenever I leave it out on the bed, we just walk in there, and it's like multiplying. Oh, one cat's taking a nap. All the cats are taking a nap on the blanket. A giant pile of kitty fuzz and fuzzy blanket and happiness.
Our dogs love the floof, as we call it. So the fluffier it is, they love it. Yeah. So we have these down blankets, and they're really warm. And it can be the middle of summer. It's like 110 outside because, I'm in Arizona. And we put those down, and all 3 of them go, and they just want to sit right on that big floof.
Need the floof. Speaking of floof, I got mine on my lap. This is what I call my floof. Does it attract the cats? Do they come running over? He thinks Pancake thinks this is a bed for him. I think this is a garment that I wear. There have been so many times it's been out of commission for an entire day because I'm like, "Hi, Pancake, can you be done napping on this now so I can be warm?" And he's like, "Nope, I'm here now. This is where I live. I live here."
My cat lives in my lap wherever I go, or on my belly,
at night,
and eats my goatee.
It. Tries to grow.
He's sitting here right now.
I love it. I wish Han were more of a lap cat. He'd be a good lap cat. He just wants to sit up near your head and groom your hair. Yeah.
Yes.
I just got to share something because I want to see if Jeff gets this. Because I know, Jeff, I know what you're a fan of, and I know you should get this. Michelle O'Rourke says she has a cat named Isis. Do you get what I'm putting down on this, man? I know you're a fan of the show I'm thinking of.
Oh, Batman the Animated Series?
Yes. Catwoman's cat was named Isis.
Yes.
Man, I loved that show. I still love that show. I have it on DVD and watch it every once in a while just because it's awesome.
Sometimes on Saturday mornings, we're like, let's watch Saturday morning cartoons. All right, what do you want to pick first? And no matter which one of us picks first, we pick Batman first. And we just watch hours of Batman. And we're like, okay, I guess we'll pick something different now at 4 in the afternoon.
I was going to say,
the ability that...
Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
The ability that Batman the Animated Series had to take a low-level character, Mr. Freeze, and turn him into someone that you actually cared about. You felt his pain. That is amazing storytelling.
Yes, I agree. That the episode where you first see him and he's talking about losing his wife and how he can't even so much as feel a warm breeze on his face and how he would kill for that. I'm just like, it's impossible to not have empathy for this character, and he's the villain. And oh man, really great storytelling. And see, that's the thing that bugs me so much. It's like, I don't, with all this stuff about, representation and all this nonsense, it's like, wait a minute, wait. When I go back to some of my favorite sci-fi films, and I'm going to quote one of my favorites, Aliens. That is great storytelling. And Ellen Ripley is an incredible hero. She is one of the best protagonists in all of science fiction. Not best female protagonists, best protagonists in all of science fiction. And I still think that one of my favorite parts about that is when she goes in after Newt into the alien hive, and, she goes barreling down there, and they come to this one scene where they close in on her. She's coming around a corner, and she's practically hyperventilating. She is scared as shit. And it's that moment. It's like, you could turn back now and nobody would think less of you, but she doesn't. She is scared out of her mind, but she keeps it together and goes forward into danger anyway. That's a hero. That's the kind of hero that it's like, I look up to this person. I admire this person. She has got real bravery, because it's not like, oh, I'm not scared. No, she is scared out of her mind and she's going in anyway. And Sigourney Weaver does such an incredible job at that role. I mean, she really sells it. You're just like, yeah, this woman is beyond scared, but that doesn't matter. She's not leaving Newt behind.
Yes.
No.
Absolutely. Everything hate. What nudity? I'm confused. Well, where was there nudity on the stream? Show me, because we all missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Yes, everything hate. Show us on the doll where the stream hurt you.
Exactly.
Really?
Oh goodness. Hey,
Please.
would you two wonderful guests be terribly, terribly sad if we dove into Mad Libs and did a slightly shorter night tonight, because our lovely guests they do have to get up early in the morning. And,
no, it's all good. Totally understood.
No.
I don't want to cut you guys short at all, because I love having you guys on, and I do want both of you to come back, obviously.
Definitely, anytime.
So, I just...
You come back tomorrow at 14 a.m.?
Yes, in the morning. Where did my pen go? Shit. There was a pen out here for this one. Now I don't know where it is. I'll find it. Okay. I'll go get a pen. Just because we're talking about aliens and there's some people still talking about it in chat, I'm going to say it again. If I can ever find a way to make a real version, or as close as possible to a pulse rifle, I want a pulse rifle. I think that'd be fucking cool.
Camp, is that you?
Yes.
There was a guy at my range who showed up with one, and I really thought for a minute. I walked up to him, I was like, is that what I think it is? He goes, well, what do you think it is? I said, that looks like a pulse rifle. And he goes, yep. He made it out of a Cobra M11, so it was a legit machine gun, but it's chambered 9mm. And he owns like a production company, so he had them build it. It even had a counter on it, just like in the movie. And it actually counted how many bullets he still had in the magazine. And I was just like, God, I need one of those.
You should get the Annihilator 3000.
Yep.
All right, guys, since I have so many guests here to play Mad Libs, we have 5 participants, 2 Polk and 3 U's. We are going to relegate chat participation to super chats only. I'm sorry. I don't like putting participation behind a money wall, but I'm also a capitalist bastard, so cry about it. All right.
How dare you?
So I guess Hillary would be considered the most virginal to one of these streams, because Liver's at least watched a bunch of them. So she should go first. You get part of the body.
Left elbow.
Michelle O'Rourke, your husband sounds like my buddy Eric. He is this 6'6" blonde Norwegian guy, and he just looks massive. And he's like the nicest guy in the world.
I'm wild and crazy guy.
Nice.
All right, Dion.
Kirby.
You probably watched.
Oh, he's the anal volcano.
All right, Dion, you get a verb ending in ing.
Mustard.
Makes me feel good.
All right, Liver, you get a
Greg
part
Kirby,
of
I got that beat. I dated a girl who was 6'4" in high school.
Can you say that again, please?
Sorry.
Climb that tree.
Can you say that again, please?
Sorry,
What do
Liver,
I owe
you get
you?
a part of the body. Sorry, words.
What was it?
Part of the
The
body.
medulla oblongata.
Brilliant.
Tell me shoot you in the dinner on the gut. You don't feel shit. They'll shoot you behind the ear. Go ahead.
Greg, no, she wasn't wearing heels. That was in bare feet. She was 6'4". I'm 6'2".
All right, we do have a noun from Canaan, a noun from D. James Bacon. So we will throw nata in nata.
Cast in the Shadows. Greetings programs. Love the Tron reference. That's old school. Love it.
That is.
Greetings programs. Thank you guys to the shadows. Welcome. Good to see you.
I don't care what anybody says. The original Tron was the shit.
It's an awesome movie. I love it.
Yes, it was.
Vicious hard shot. Capitalist. Oh my dear. I know. Shocking. Terrible.
The one thing that's great about girls who are over 6 feet tall, Greg Kirby, is they got long legs.
Guys, also in case you didn't know this, I only live for drama. I'm also a raging feminist social justice warrior or something or other. Well, I am a capitalist because I do like making money for the things that I create. But I've also just decided to embrace every harm. I think it's funny. It's like you can't say that anymore. I'm not allowed to say I'm a capitalist. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not. I'm not sorry at all. Fuck you all. And I'm not sorry about the other things that I'm not sorry about. Things that are true about me, which is that I don't care if stupid people die. Like, there's a level of stupid at which I don't care about your life anymore. And I'm not afraid to admit that. I wish rich people would admit how little they care about our lives. Just like I'm willing to admit how little I care about theirs. Anyhoozle. But I digress. Thank you, Vicious Archer, for that super chat. Runs with Phantoms, thank you for the suggestion. Scandinavian rainbow hunched troll scat.
That's very descriptive.
And it's going in the puzzle.
So Ashley just posted Purple Monkey Dishwasher. There's a Simpsons reference if anybody knows it.
Yes.
Oh, scat. Okay.
Wake up, Jeff.
Right. John, you have a noun.
I got a noun?
You have a noun.
Person, place, or think. Let's see here. Heel. Like the heel of your foot. Heel.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jeff.
Or like in pro wrestling, you know.
Sticking. I usually think fucking.
Hillary, you get to talk.
That's a thing.
The describe you.
I need to think back to my schoolhouse rock band. Hearing. He was a hairy bear. He was a beaver.
All right, Dion, a noun, please.
A noun, booty cheek. You see my new movie, Eternals?
All right, Liver, you get a type of liquid.
So many things.
Blinker fluid.
Yes! How many recruits you send for that?
Not as many as I sent for keys to the range fan.
Keys to the what?
Keys to the range fan, a box of grid squares, and chem light batteries.
So that was, say one more time, blinker fluid? Yeah. All right, cool.
Blinker fluid.
Blinker
See,
fluid.
that's how you haze the recruits. It's like, hey, I need you to go get some blinker fluid. Just like in restaurants, we used to say, hey, we need you
Go
to
ask
empty
the
the hot
first
water
surgeon.
out of the coffee maker. Plugged into the wall.
Alrighty.
Hey, Sean. My favorite when I was a staff sergeant was telling the new recruits to go ask the platoon sergeant for the prick E7.
Yeah, I appreciate that one.
That's awesome.
Dion's giggling as he fades away.
Yeah. Fading away is really in terms of unity. How you establish.
Oh
that
God,
relational
Kingo,
connection.
go make a volley of
All right.
Doing Eternals.
Jeff,
Yes.
you get a person. Or no, sorry, we're on Sean now. We're on Sean. He gets a person in the room.
I got a what?
You get a person in the room. So it can be your room, our room, anyone in the chat. That's count.
Okay. I'm going to go with Dion Green.
Dion Green.
Oh, man.
All right, Jeff, you get a part of the body. Plural, please.
Questionable.
Hold on to him, Dion. You're in the story.
All right. Okay. Do. Simple. How do I order? Okay. Back to Hillary. That's how it goes. Yeah.
Dion, if you can hear me, you're my favorite bullshitter. Sorry, Jeff.
Oh!
I already knew that.
Immediately forgiving my man.
Hillary, you get a verb ending in ing.
Corn porn.
Let's go with sucking.
Oh, this is taking a turn.
Have you guys ever seen that meme where it says gummy bear porn and it shows gummy bears in a bunch of sexually explicit positions? It's hilarious. Rule 34.
My friend bought me a birthday present when he was down in the like little Japan or the little Tokyo neighborhood out here. And it was a bunch of cute little just cartoon drawn cats all in various sexual positions. And I hung it on my wall at the old place. When I find it, I'll put it back up because it's this cute little picture and it's so innocuous. And most people just look at it and like, and don't even realize that they're fucking until you point it out. They're like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, it's just nature.
I actually saw someone in Scottsdale here in Arizona that had a license plate and it said Rule 34.
That's
great.
That's amazing. It's a broken place. Dion, you have an adverb.
Baby blue.
That's ending L-Y.
Oh, it's starting with third.
Yeah.
It's all over now, baby blue.
Lucy. Eat your head.
All right.
Hey, liver cirrhosis. Can you name that round?
Yes, that's 5.56 millimeter. That's 5.56 millimeter round.
7.62 by 39.
Wait. Hold on a second. I don't have my glasses on. Yes, that is correct.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That's what it is. Sorry about that.
Nope.
It literally looked like a 5.56 round.
I found that round live in the desert, just sitting on the ground. I'm like,
That's upsetting.
Yep. That's why I picked it up to take home with me. I'm just going to pull the bullet and empty the powder out.
Or you can get an AK-47.
Well, I've purchased a few too many firearms recently, so I kind of can't push the wife too hard.
It's that and the guitars.
Yeah. When it comes to women, I only want one. I'm a very loyal man, but guitars and guns, I like variety.
You like variety. I like to have the options. Diving back into our little puzzle here, we're on to Liver Cirrhosis, who has an article of clothing.
Jockstrap.
Yeah. All right. Now, Sean, a type of food.
Type of food? Ooh.
Type of food.
Well, I'm gonna go Burgess Meredith here from Grumpy Old Men. Cannelloni. Why don't you come back to my place? I'll show you my cannelloni.
That's so specific. All right, Jeff, you have a person in the room.
Oh, Greg Kirby, I should have done that poutine.
I'll let you do it. I'll let you do one change if you want. Do you want cannelloni or do you want poutine, Sean?
What's up?
Do you want?
Oh yeah, no. Then let's go with poutine. I actually want to do that. I think that'd be fun.
Poutine it is.
Doxy Mama, lay off me on the Hot Pockets, okay?
All right, Jeff.
I'm not allowed to eat Hot Pockets anymore. It may have something to do with what happens when I eat Hot Pockets.
Oh, Greg Kirby. All right, Greg Kirby. All right. And Hildar, you finish us with a part of the body. All right, guys. The story that we've written is texting. This is only a text. Ready? Born out of your left elbow in detention? Well, you could do some busting or other homework. Well, why drain your medulla oblongata when you could use your self-fluffernutter to catch up with all your best Scandinavian rainbow hunch troll stats via texting? JT says, "Not my home heel. I'm sticking in detention right now." Nick replies, "You are again? What was your hairy crime this time?" He replies, "I bought a squirt booty cheek filled with blinker fluid to Miss Mark's class and nailed Dion Green right between the testicles."
Or Dion.
Nick replies, "Lol, heck, I'm downright sucking out loud at that one." Totally text heck to each other all the time.
He's totally sucking.
Slowly funny stuff. What do you have up your jockstrap for tomorrow? Nope, that's gay, bro. JT says, "Let's just say it involves a poutine launcher and Greg Kirby's supersized pinky finger."
A poutine launcher.
A poutine launcher.
Is it a trouble ship?
It might be.
That's awesome, and it's not even dirty.
No.
There you go, guys. A poutine launcher and Dion Green's testicles. What more could you want out of a schmablets? What more could you want?
$1 billion in cash.
I mean, I guess there's always that. All right. Before we
A long slide Les Bear and 45 ACP.
Also,
Sean,
that.
just let me have the $1 billion and I'll buy you whatever you want.
It's only 2,500 in that case.
There you go. Perfect. Alrighty. Greg, why do we have 2 dislikes? Is that what's up? All right, Liver Cirrhosis, before we take off, any last words you have for the group, the chat, the mob, as it were, as our fearless leader?
Yes. Please, if you have not subscribed to the Discord, please do. It's a wonderful growing community. We are starting. We're constantly coming up with we're coming up with new ways to get everyone involved. This is a wonderful community. Join. You get to hang out with all of us. What started from the chat room of 17 Live to the chat here in the stream. I got with Jesse and we pulled it all together. So the chat, hanging out with your friends, does not have to end once the stream ends.
It's true.
So with that being said, here is my message to y'all. If you guys know this year has been hell for a bunch of people, find your vet, hug your vet, love your vet. You don't have to know you don't have to tell them anything, but just be there. And with that, here's my words of wisdom to you. Any day that ends with Y is a good day to drink. Jesse, thank you so much for bringing me onto your stream. This has been an amazing honor. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. You really brought a lot. It's so much fun to bring you into the mix. You belong here with us, so thank you. Sean, any last words for the good people of the Mindless Mob?
Always a pleasure to be here with everybody. Jesse, I really appreciate you having me on again. And yeah, if you're going to handle a firearm, please learn the safety rules, follow them, and you will keep yourself safe.
All of those things. Guys, make sure you go subscribe to Sean over at Go Big Boar or Go Home. You'll learn tons and tons and tons about big guns. They're fun. Guns that go big boom. Guns that make big boom. Jeff, that's some words from you.
Yeah, you can catch me over on World Quest Bullshitters. We do 2 shows a week live, Tuesdays and Thursday, and videos all throughout the week. And you can look out for World Busters, our next comic book.
It's happening. Hilda, you speak for the Green family.
Oh, thanks for having us. It was nice. And again, congratulations for new baby girl.
Yeah, Michelle, congrats.
Yes,
For you.
massive congratulations.
And for me, guys, just I posted all of the links. That does include an invite, a never expiring invite to the Discord over on the link tree, as well as the Indiegogo for my fencing club, because I am starting a fencing club. That's happening. So go check that out. So some love, support, share that around to everybody. Gregory, I do need to do a catch stream with Becca now. She's got a new kitty. Woo! But to all you Cosby cocktails and gentlemen out there, don't forget, practice makes wrong. And until next time, God Empress out.